maybe, just maybe, if they keep scoring, we might just stay here with Servette.
Oh, yeah!
Hello and welcome back to another episode as part of Borderline Glory here with Servette. Now, I do expect this to be the final episode, but we are going to get into it, see what we can do. We have 2 games coming up in the Europa League qualifier. If we win, we go through to that playoff, and if we lose, we go through to the Conference League playoff, which hopefully we should be able to win. But as I said, I do think it is the final episode. There are some very interesting deals and potential clubs we could go to if we can agree to some of the offers. So I'm not going to get into any specifics with that, but there is some interesting ones. But I think it's the right time to move on. There's some very interesting opportunities for us, and hopefully we go and chase them. But we'll have one final episode today. First of all, I'll show you some of the signings we've made. We've had quite a few players leave us as well. The squad is not looking, it's all right, but like there's still a long time to go in the transfer window, and it's kind of a tough one to have made many signings. We've had some big money signings, and I think we're in a good position at the moment as it stands, and whoever comes and inherits this team won't be too disappointed. So the 2 players we have signed, the first player we have signed on a permanent deal is Nacho Ferry. In his first 2 games, 2 goals, and it's nice to get him on a permanent deal for this club. I knew if I was going to go, I have to at least sign him on a permanent deal, and that is exactly what I've done. It's such a shame we won't get more time with him should we move on. And then the next player we brought in is Fadi Zarkilian. As you can see there, he comes in from Hoffenheim on loan. This guy is looking like a very, very impressive player on the left wing. It's a shame we have him on loan. I think we do have a fee agreed, if I'm not mistaken, but Zarkilian, as you can see there, is not a bad player at all. The players who have left us, this is not all of them. I don't know why it doesn't show us all of them. The first player who left us was obviously Diamand. We had Zogbe leave us. He wasn't too happy with the playing time he got. He's got himself a good move there to Barnsley in the championship, which is not bad for him at all. We got in total 1.6 million for him, and we only signed him on a free deal just last summer, so that is some good business. And then finally, the biggest deal, it's quite a shame to lose this player, but I think it's a very good deal we got, is Matteo Lavelli. He goes back to his home nation of Italy, playing for Lecce there. As you can see, I think it's a good deal we got from him in the end. He was a very, very good player in his time with the club. If we're going to take a look here, 11 goals, 7 goals, but in total he got 26 goals and an assist last season, and then 17 the season before. We got him on a free deal as well, so he made quite a bit of money from there. And then the other player, I don't know if it will let us, I don't know why, there's literally no, like you can't see the release players, but the main player who has left us was Morandi. He has left us. He does not want to rejoin. Was a bit of a shame really to lose him, because I would have kept him around. We did have Florian Aye re-signed, and he is signed on such a good deal for the club. I think he knows he's slowing down a bit, but it's nice to still have him in the club, so we're not in a bad position at all. We do have a few more signs that we could be making, and then if there's anyone else who's left us, I'll have to have a look, but it's just a bit frustrating really that we can't really check it in any way. I don't know if there is. You'd have to let me know down in the comments below, but we have these qualifiers today. It's going to make for a very interesting episode. Let's go and get straight into it. It's up against AEK Athens of Greece. So the team for this game against AEK, we do have, a lot of youngsters on the bench. The team has seen better days, but I think we'll be all right. We've got a Strinsky and goal, backline of Kwasi, a return for Rui Ramos, Pascozzi and Caruso. We've got Meate, Segura, Rath in the middle, Zarkalian on the left, Adari on the right, and Ferry up top. Kick-off here in this game against AEK. Obviously, as you can see, the team on the pitch. To be fair, it's not a bad team. I think we need to sign some centre-backs. We do have Masson, who's taken another leave of absence. There's a lovely ball from Zarkalian. He tries to find Ferry in the middle. Them two, honestly, that front three could be absolutely ridiculous this season. It's a shame Zarkalian is just on a loan, but he is an absolutely ridiculous player by the looks of it. And then Rath with them as well. That could be the most insane attacking front four in the whole division, to be honest. I think obviously the defence needs a little bit more work on it. It's a shame we lose Diamand in the way that we have, but it's not too bad. I think we'll be all right. We obviously lost Patulski in the middle of that last season in January. We've got Mayete now. I was actually considering moving Mayete on because his transfer valuation is absolutely ridiculous. I think it's like 7 million, and I'd love to keep him around. I think he's a very good, consistent player who always fights for his position and is never too frustrated when he's on the bench. But for that much money, the rebuild that this team could have, I think the thing I've realised with this team, to be honest, is that it's a hard one because I never want to put it down to money, but I think this team needs a bit more investment if it wants to really compete with some of the big players, because we can actually attract really good players, and we've seen with the likes of Ferry, we had Diamand who's now left us, different players like that. They go on to have big moves in the future. If we can attract them initially, the club has got to realise that if they do well, which they really will in this environment, I feel like they will go on and have big moves in the end. If we were just doubling the transfer budget even, I think that would make a massive improvement. But we are really struggling to get the players that we want. It's not even like necessarily the kind of the best players, there's not even like massive profile names. A lot of them can be youngsters. We had so many youngsters who we could have signed, particularly at centre back as well. I think we have a loan deal agreed. I don't know if we'll get to see that in this episode, but we could not afford it. We literally could not afford it, and there are different ones anyway, not the loan one. The only way we can afford these deals is through the loan offers, and even then I'm trying to negotiate for a good future clause, but it's just not working out to be too well, and it's a shame. It is a shame, really. I don't never like to put it down to the money, because you can definitely build a good squad without it. But when I came here, the first thing I did, or one of the first things I did, was set the scouting budget or the scouting range to be a lot higher, because I feel like to be competitive, this club has got to be able to go and find the players that it can attract, and we can attract big players as we have done. They go and get their big moves. Obviously, they will ultimately move on, as we've seen, but as long as you can keep them around and have that cycle of players, it's always good. So it's a bit of a tough one. We might have our first chance though here in this game, although it is cut out there in the end. But Mayete is in a good position here to play this ball over the top for Zarkele, and down that left hand side he finds Nacho Ferry in the middle, who can't win his header. A bit of a shame for him there. That Nacho Ferry, man, he could have 30 goals by the end of this season. Maybe we stay one more, who knows, but I would think it is going to be the last one, unless we can have a very a drastic summer where we can build some sort of super team to go and win the Conference League. I don't think so. Here is Danny Rath in behind. We'd have to sign some incredible players to win the Conference League, but I don't know. I really don't know. I am quite torn, to be honest, but just from the offers that I've seen, I feel like it could be the time to move on. But maybe we will give it one more season. On second thought, maybe I'm having like an epiphany mid-episode. We'll see. I think I will. Obviously the offers might come and go, but there is a lot of offers. I'm not going to go into detail to them too much, and I feel like the offers will continue to move. It is quite surprising, especially at this time of the season. It's a new part of the season, but I feel like if clubs are going to go early, or they've just not re-signed anyone for the new season, then that's why it's happening in this particular season. We'll have to see if we can have a convincing transfer window. Maybe, just maybe, we'll stay. Here's Nacho Ferry with the header. We could even qualify for the Europa League, and if we do, then that would be a bit of a different story, because I don't know if we can win the Europa League, and you've got to remember there is no drop down anymore. So far in this game, we've not proved to be too bad. If we do lose our playoff, I think we do drop down to the Conference League. So if we draw a tough team there, then maybe we drop down. I'm not too sure, actually. We'll have to have a look, but maybe we need to factor up stuff a little bit more. It is only our 4th season with Servette if we do stay here one more season, but this could be the club to win the Conference League, the first time for a Swiss club to win the Conference League, and if I'm not mistaken, it could be the first time for a Swiss club to win a European competition. I think it's never happened before, I don't really know. Here's Dadari in behind, and he snuck it in there. It's a lovely finish, and maybe, just maybe, if they keep scoring, we might just stay here with Servette. It is a tough decision. I know what the clubs are on offer and where we could go, but maybe we just need to be a little bit more patient, spend another season here with Servette and enjoy it. 4 seasons is not a long time, but in the grand scheme of things, maybe it is in terms of the challenge that we're doing. We want to be progressing, but Servette was meant to be quite a step up club to give us that real big name in Europe, because we go and have some good campaigns. But it's a tough one. It is a very tough one. It's something we'll have to definitely debate, and we could build on a very good season in the last one. The trust is still with us. We have to sign. I think we'll have to have a big priority on signing players on new contracts so they don't get tempted to move away and stuff like that. We will have a lot of players leaving us at the end of this season, and they will be considering their potential moves. Segura, Dadari are examples of that, but if we can have a very good start to the season, then maybe they'll want to stay. That is a header over the bar there by the AEK player, and we are 1-0 up here in this qualifier. That is always nice to see. If we could get through to the playoff, that would always be good, because that is a guaranteed, if I'm not mistaken, it is a guaranteed spot in Europe for this season, which 2 seasons in a row for this Servette club is an absolutely massive achievement. I don't know if they've ever actually done it, to be honest. I know they've been in a lot of qualifiers in recent years, but first of all, they've not really qualified, and then second of all, they've not been able to do it 2 in a row. So it would be a good achievement for us, as we said, should we be able to go on and do that. 65 minutes gone here in this game. We have been very good with the team on the pitch. We've picked up 4 points in our opening 6 games. We did have a pretty good performance in the first one, but it was a late goal against Statlos on Ochi, where they managed to pull a point back. But then against Basel, we had a very dominant display, one of the most dominant displays I've seen from this team in a while. Zarkalian with that shot there, it is a save from the AEK goalkeeper. We do have a game in between, I believe, against Zurich. Hopefully we can pick up a result in that. We might have to rest some of these boys, but the squad depth is lacking a little bit, if I'm honest. We do need to make some big signs, but the good news is, with all that Lavelli money, I'm not too annoyed about the Lavelli deal, to be honest. He did have a release clause, but I think we got like 3 million in transfer budget, which is absolutely massive. Look at that shot from Zarkalian, by the way. Absolute rocket of an effort. But as I was saying there, he's raised a lot of money. He's been a good servant. You just can't be mad with a deal like that, because he gets a big move, we get a lot of money. He served us very well. 3 positives, no negatives in it really. It's a shame to lose him, but it's overall, if he's going to leave, I think he's left in the best way possible. So it's very good, and I think as well, he was one of the boys in that group of players who were going to leave at the end of their contracts anyway. So to cash in on him and get a very good deal, considering we got him on a free, it's quite impressive. We'll make some changes here. I'm going to bring Rath off. I'm not going to bring Rath off, actually. I'm going to bring Dadari off. I wanted Froling in this attacking position there, but I've just seen the stamina levels and what's going on. We're going to bring on Florian IA here, and then I'm going to bring on some of the youngsters. I'm going to bring Haliti on, who's one of our youngsters, and then Chiesa in at left back there. Then we'll do we bring on Tule on that left hand side. I'm not going to, don't want to rush the youngsters too much, and I feel like Zarkalian has had an absolutely immense game so far, and I feel like he could potentially get us the second goal to seal this first leg for us here. Here's Rath, finds Dadari, lovely bit of play from them two down the right hand side, just retaining possession here. It falls back out to Dadari, and the run is on for Rath. He could be in behind here. Can he square this ball? He goes for the shot. Ferry is there. It falls back out to Mayete, Segura, and Dadari is not going to be able to get there. It's quite unlucky really. I don't know what's gone on. I feel like the shot was quite good from it was not Froling, it was Dadari in his final involvement of the game, but Ferry was quite unlucky to not get there. But the full-time whistle is going to go. We've been very convincing in this game, and we are 1-0 up across the 2 legs. And the team for this second leg, no changes here. It starts with a Strinsky in goal, backline of Kwasi, Ramos, Pascozzi and Caruso. We've got Mayete, Segura, Rath in the middle, Zarkalian on the left, Dadari on the right, and Ferry up top. It's kick-off here in this game, the second leg against AEK Athens. We come to a very nice stadium here, and we are ready to go. We did just did that Europa League anthem, I believe the same one we do here for the Conference League as well. I don't think it's their own individual anthem, which is a bit of a shame really, but we are ready to go for this one. Hopefully we can put on a massive display. We've got the same team, and I think I didn't really notice, but if it's the same team for AEK Athens, then hopefully the war of the game will mean that we can just go and get the same result. But it doesn't look like we will, because AEK do get their goal here in this game. It is 1-0 after 5 minutes for themselves, here, and we've got a lot of work to do. You know, we've got to be doing a bit better defensively, just a bit quicker off the mark in terms of catching up to that ball. But I still think we can get a result here in this game, so not too much to worry about. There's a ball here on this right hand side. It's going to be played into the midfield now for AEK Athens. Can we win this ball nice and high up the pitch, or will it be AEK look to advance now? They find themselves in the midfield. It's a ball over the top, defending required. Who's going to get there? It's a shot that goes in, and it is a goal for AEK. After 9 minutes, they've managed to completely turn this game around. It's so frustrating, really. We've got to be doing a little bit better in terms of the defence. We're going to go a bit more positive here. It does look like it is going to be a tough game at home. You know, we can't not have expected that, really. It was always going to be a tough game. If we were going to come up against a team like this, especially, but also just going away to their stadium would be a difficult one. But hopefully we can go on and get the result here. AEK 2-1 up here on aggregate. 20 minutes gone. We've not had a single chance so far here in this game, and we have got a lot of work to do if we want to go and try and find the position into that playoff for the Europa League here. The ball is into the midfield. It's nice that we managed to get straight to the third round just from winning the cup. I say just from winning the cup, obviously. That's a big achievement, but I feel like for the Swiss League, winning that cup, it's quite far into the qualifier, I believe, so that's pretty good, to be honest, that we do get that in as well for like the second tier of European competition. 25 minutes gone here in this game. Are we going to be able to get out of the pitch? I mean, we don't have much off the bench that we can call for, apart from Froling and Florian IA. There's not too much really we can look towards, so we really have to pull this out of the bag for ourselves on this pitch. We do have the attacking change, which, to be fair, is what we probably will need here in this game, but the quality that we really have is already on the pitch. It's just a shame really to lose a lot of depth, the quality and depth that we did have, but I think that if we can go and replace them with the funds that we do have, bring in some players, there's also some free deals we could potentially explore. We didn't do any pre-contract agreements. We did with some of these boys that are in the team or even have left us. I think Dodari and Lavelli were, and also Rath was as well. They were all like 6 months in advance pre-contract agreements. I think it's a great thing to try and exploit, but you know, it's a shame we haven't done it in this last season. Maybe for this one coming up. Zarkane Lane finds Rath in the middle. How does he manage to miss that from there? I don't really know, unless it's a corner. It isn't going to be. It's got to be doing a little bit better from there. It's a lovely ball from Zarkane Lane down that left hand side, but at least we have a bit more of a decent chance here in this game. We're going to be approaching half time here. The score 2-1 to AEK Athens, and we have got our work cut out for this second half. A completely, you know, different performance to the one we put on in the first half, or the first game I should say. But if we can have a completely different performance to the one in the first half, then hopefully that will get us through to the next round of the Europa League playoff, into the Europa League playoff, into the midfield now. AEK going to look to go. The ball over the top, quite direct on the shot, does go in, and I think it will be an offside anyway on that far side. Ostrinsky is going to look to take this goal kick. Where will we go here? Nice and short potentially. I'd play it right into Maete. He can distribute very well out from the back. He is going to go to Rui Ramos, who makes his return to this team, and you know, he's a bit more happy now with the minutes that he gets. We'll probably have to agree a new contract with him. I don't know if he'll agree to be in a bit of a lesser role, but he should do, really. I know we had a big priority on him, but I think we might have rushed it a little bit with that, if we're being completely honest. Here he is on the ball now. I still think he's a good player with a lot of potential, and he does play it fit into his team really, really well, but we've just got to be a bit more careful. Here's Nacho Ferry in behind. That is a rare chance missed by him. You surely would have thought he would have kept that down and put that right into one of those corners. It's a bit of a shame, really, that he hasn't done better after 50 minutes gone here in this game. We're playing a bit more positive, a lot better here in this second half. It was only goals in the first 10 minutes that turned around this game. Apart from that, it's been a closer game. In my personal opinion, it is our first shot on target as well in this game. We're approaching the 60-minute mark. Do we make the changes? I don't think there's really an obvious one as of yet that we could make. We've got to remember that, you know, this is the Europa League qualifier. It's going to be tough for us, as AEK do get another goal for themselves here, and that's exactly why it is proving to be tough for us, as they do get that goal. Maybe the Conference League is just our destiny. Maybe this is what it's trying to tell us now. If we do go to that Conference League playoff, first of all, you've got to be prepared for the next episode, whenever it's going to be, wherever we are exactly, because we could be absolutely anywhere by the looks of it. If we are still here, I will if we get into the Conference League. I will, be confident in the fact that we should be able to qualify through that playoff into the league phase, and maybe the first episode that we will have will be those league phase games. But we will just have to see where we end up. We're going to make some changes here in this game in a last-ditch hope to try and make the semi or the playoff. I don't know what I'm going at here. Froling into the middle there, doing Florida on. I will do. He's had a bit of a poor game. Ferry up top, really, not by his standard or by his standards, but not what we expect of him. Really, he has had some very good games, but a little bit slow off the mark here in this game. But we've got 5 minutes remaining. We're going to go attacking. Let's go and see if we have anything left in the locker, in the tank, or will it be a disappointing loss here against AEK Athens, completely blown us away in their own stadium. There's going to be 4 minutes of added time. I don't know why the stadium just went completely silent. That was pretty interesting. Ramos finds Segura in the middle. Segura's had a quiet game, it must be said. I think everyone has, to be honest. We can't pick our players, but it's just a shame by his standards he's not been able to get into it. Here's Dadari. Can he square? He might go all the way. Can he go? He had the goal in the first game. Nils Froling with the shot. And maybe we should have brought him on a little bit earlier, because he has got a goal for us here in this game. It's nice to see he has still got it in the locker. A very solid player overall. Into 92, 93. Is there going to be one final chance? It doesn't look like it. And the full-time whistle goes, and we will be through to the Conference League playoff. So it was a disappointing result in the end for us. We've been drawn into our playoff here, as you can see, against a team called Blau-Weiß Linz. Now, I'm not too familiar. Apparently we had a friendly with them and lost 4-0. Was that when I was manager? I think it may. I don't think it was actually 2026, 27. I am not aware of this. My history 2026, 27. Yeah, it was definitely not when we were managing, which is quite interesting. It was the season before. So this Servette team has lost to them, but I'd like to think you can leave me with the confidence that we can go on and win this game against them. They managed to make the Champions League qualifier, in all fairness to them, but they did lose 8-0 away to Brøndby, and I would like to think we can get a decent result against Brøndby with some football laws there. So by next episode, we're either in the Conference League phase or with a new club. You'll have to find out. If you did enjoy that episode, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Make sure to join the Discord down below. I'll leave you all with this little tune, and I'll see you all wherever we are in tomorrow's episode. Thank you. Bye.